At 2,430 meters above sea level, hidden in the clouds of the Andes, the Inca built a city that should not exist.
No cranes, no steel machines, no modern roads, just stone, mountain, water, and human precision.
The question is not only how they built it, but how they stopped the mountain from swallowing it.
To understand Machu Picchu, we must first understand the mountain.
This was not flat land waiting for a city. This was a dangerous spine of rock.
Every wall, every terrace, every stair had to fight gravity.
The Inca did not conquer this mountain by force. They studied it.
Before the first wall rose, they had to decide where the mountain was strong enough to carry a city.
The site was divided with a strict plan: farming below, living and sacred spaces above. The first secret was not the buildings. It was the foundation hidden beneath them.
If rainwater stayed inside the mountain, the whole city could collapse.
So the Inca began by building terraces like giant steps carved into the Andes.
Each terrace was more than farmland. It was a retaining wall, a drain, and a stabilizer.
Large stones went at the bottom, smaller gravel above, then fertile soil on top. This simple-looking system turned a dangerous slope into a platform strong enough for a city. Without these terraces, Machu Picchu would not be a city. It would be a landslide. Now came the next problem: stone.
The Inca did not need to drag every stone from far away. Much of the mountain itself was granite. They read cracks in the rock, the way an engineer reads a blueprint.
Then they split the stone with patience, heat, impact, and leverage. Every block had to be shaped for one exact place. This was slow work, but slow work creates precision. A wrong cut could waste days of labor.
A perfect cut could survive centuries. But cutting stone was only half the challenge. Moving it was harder. There were no wheeled carts climbing these slopes.
Instead, they used manpower, ropes, ramps, and coordination.
The mountain decided the route. One mistake could send a stone sliding into the valley. Hold fast, hold fast! Watch the rope. Watch the stone.
So every movement had rhythm.
The Inca built with the body of 1,000 people and the patience of one mind.
The city did not rise in a day. It rose one block, one stair, one wall at a time.
The next secret was how these walls stayed together without mortar.
The stones were not stacked randomly. They were locked into one another.
Each block had to match the block beside it, above it, and below it. Workers test fit a stone, remove it, grind edge, fit again.
This is why Inca walls feel alive. They are not glued. They are balanced.
In earthquake country, that mattered.
A rigid wall cracks. A flexible stone wall can breathe. Even the doors and windows were shaped to resist stress.
The trapezoid became one of Machu Picchu's quiet engineering signatures.
Now look at the city from above. It is not chaotic. It is organized like a living machine.
Food came from terraces. Water came from sprongs. Movement came from stairs.
The stairs were not decoration. They were the city's arteries.
Hundreds of steps connected homes, temples, storage areas, and fields. Every path had to drain, or rain would destroy it.
The Inca understood that water is both life and danger.
So they controlled it before it controlled them.
A spring high above the city became the heart of the system.
From there, water moved by gravity through carved channels.
No pumps, no engines, just slope, stone, and calculation.
If the channel was too steep, water would erode the stone. If it was too flat, water would stagnate. We need to increase the grade here to ensure proper drainage.
The solution was balance.
Machu Picchu's fountains were practical, but also sacred.
Water purified the body before people entered important spaces.
But the real miracle was hidden below the surface. Most of the engineering at Machu Picchu is underground. The stones we see are only the visible skin.
Beneath the beauty was a survival system.
Now enter the urban sector.
The houses were built from local stone with steep thatched roofs that no longer survive.
The stone walls remain, but the city once had color, smoke, voices, and movement. Small rooms opened into narrow lanes. Niches in the walls held objects, offerings, or tools. Storage mattered because life at this altitude depended on planning.
The city was beautiful, but it was not easy to live here.
Cold nights, strong rain, and steep paths shaped every daily routine.
And above daily life stood the sacred spaces.
Here, stone became more refined.
The better the stonework, the more important the space.
In the Temple of the Three Windows, architecture framed the world.
The windows were not random holes. They were symbols, sightlines, and statements of power. Inca builders shaped stones so precisely that even large openings could stand for centuries. Nearby, the sacred plaza gathered the city's ceremonial heart.
This was where politics, religion, astronomy, and landscape met.
The mountains were not background, they were part of the design. For the Inca, stone, sun, water, and mountain belonged to one system. The Temple of the Sun shows this better than almost anywhere.
Its curved wall hugs the sacred stone beneath it. This was not a normal room. It was architecture wrapped around a natural boulder.
At certain moments of the year, sunlight entered with precision.
The city did not simply sit under the sky. It measured the sky.
That brings us to the Intihuatana stone. Often called the place where the sun was tied, it connected ritual, observation, and landscape.
Whether calendar, altar, or sacred marker, it shows how carefully the Inca watched light.
Every shadow was information.
Every mountain was a reference point. This city was not isolated from nature. It was calibrated to nature. But sacred design still had to survive practical problems.
That is why almost every surface was shaped to move water away.
Even plazas were subtly engineered. Drainage holes in walls released pressure before it could break the stone.
The city survived because the builders respected water. Now imagine doing all of this without written blueprints. Ancient planners used cords, knots, stones, body measurements.
Knowledge moved through memory, training, and master builders. See how the seam is perfect. Feel it.
I feel it.
A wall was not finished until it passed the hand.
The eye checked the line. The body checked the balance.
This was engineering without modern instruments, but not without intelligence.
The next question is scale. How many people could this city support? The terraces produced food, but also created microclimates.
Stone walls absorbed heat by day and released it at night.
That helped crops survive in a harsh mountain climate.
Agriculture here was not just planting. It was climate engineering. And still, the city had limits.
Machu Picchu may have depended on surrounding valleys and trails.
The Inca road system made the impossible reachable.
Supplies, messages, workers, and ritual goods moved through these paths. The city was remote, but not disconnected.
Now look at the stone gates.
The entrance was narrow, controlled, and easy to defend.
From a strategic view, The city could see danger before danger reached it.
But Machu Picchu was more than a fortress.
It was a statement. The Inca could organize mountains.
They did not flatten nature. They built with its shape.
That is why Machu Picchu feels like it grew from the rock.
In some places, natural boulders were not removed. They were incorporated.
The mountain was not an obstacle. It was the building material. This is the genius of Inca architecture: adaptation.
But then, after all this effort, the city was abandoned. The Spanish conquest shattered the Inca world in the 16th century. Machu Picchu disappeared beneath vegetation, protected by its isolation. For hundreds of years, the mountain kept its secret.
Stone by stone, the city waited.
Then, in the 20th century, the outside world began to look up.
But local people had never truly forgotten the mountain.
As the forest opened, the city returned to view. What they found was not a pile of ruins. It was a preserved engineering system.
The walls still held. The terraces still stood. The water still knew where to go.
That survival is the real proof of the design. Machu Picchu is not mysterious because it was impossible.
It is mysterious because it was possible without the tools we think are necessary.
The Inca replaced machines with organization. Large coordinated work team moves stone, builds walls.
They replaced cement with precision.
They replaced pumps with gravity.
They replaced steel frames with terraces, foundations, and interlocking stone.
And they replaced flat land with imagination.
That is why this city still feels alive.
Every stair tells you someone climbed here with purpose. Every wall tells you someone understood weight.
Every channel tells you someone respected water.
Every terrace tells you someone knew the mountain could move. And every sunrise tells you this place was built for more than survival.
It was built to connect people, power, land, and sky.
So how did they build a city at this height without machines? Not with one secret. With hundreds of small solutions working together.
Stone by stone, they turned a ridge into a city. And 5 centuries later, the mountain is still holding their answer. Machu Picchu was not built against nature. It was built as part of it.